the Mexicans are Hebrew Israelites from the tribe of Issachar. But before I proceed, I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, RAWACHAA, QADASH. Double honors to my elders at Great Millstone taught me this true. Sing honors to the elect. Peace and blessings be to all the sincere men, women, and children who do consist of the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom. I'm not going to make this very long, but there's no such thing as a black Hebrew Israelites. The Hebrew Israelites consist of the so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans. And there are more Spanish-speaking tribes. Just think of all of South America, the Central America, then Mexico. All right? Now, this is in response to how the news continue to use black Hebrew Israelites. It's beyond me, you know. But nonetheless, I even had a conversation with a girl at my gym, and she believed we are God's chosen people. And she was adopted, but her father's a Jake, you know. Her father was a Jake. Her mother was, I believe, an Edomite. Then when she got adopted, think about this, y'all. She was adopted by a Jewish man, right? But the woman who also was his husband was also a Christian, but she was a dark-skinned woman. I don't know if she was from, Benjamin or whatever, but she said she was black, so to say. So, anyways, despite all of that, she still believed that we are God's chosen people. It's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. So let's get to it. Genesis 49 and 14 through 15. Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. An ass is also known as a donkey. I think a jackass is a male version, which is known as jack. And then you have a jenny, which would be a female version of a donkey. All right? Let's go into a little information about the donkey, because that is a very strong animal. And if you look at the so-called Mexicans today, when it comes to work and endurance and durability, hands down, they'll work 12, 14, 16-hour days. Go home to where there's like 10 people living in one house, which is very smart. Because you have all that income coming in. Then they'll go out and do it all over again. Then they'll party all night. Fiestas and everything. I love all my people, But I love Issachar. That's my favorite tribe to love on, man, because they get shitted on so much. And I'll never forget this one Issachar that I met. Dude was like probably 5'2", 5'3", but he just walked like a king, man. So humble too, Anyhow, he busted his ass off at the job. Pardon my French for kids listening. Right? So let's go into some of the characteristics of an ass. And that's not a bad word. Okay? So pardon me. It says a donkey, I'm just gonna use that word. Donkey, stronger than a horse the same size. Efficient digestive system, utilizes 95% at ease. Been used for 5,000 years in Europe, Asia, Africa, and South America. Donkeys think different to horses in communication, thinking, behavior. Right? So in other words, just the characteristics alone, stronger than a horse, and horses are bigger at sometimes, but they say even of the same size, and been used around for 5,000 years for what? For cargo and for labor, right? And they think different when it comes to communication and companionship. Issachar will stick together now. People be laughing at Issachar. He said 8 people in one house. Yeah, there's at least 5 or 6 different incomes. And guess what? Grandma taken care of. The women, if they want to, they don't have to work. They can stay home. Like they work as a unit, Anyway, they're just another characteristic of Issachar. Let's get back to it. Now, this is verse 15. Genesis 49 and 15. And he saw that rest was good, in the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear. and became a servant unto tribute. And Issachar, see, Edom will be quick to say, oh, these illegals, which really, they've been here for centuries before you. Oh, these illegals are taking our jobs. No. They're doing the job that you refuse to do because you wouldn't want to get paid the price that they would get paid. That's why you see all these lawn services with Issachar working, building all these houses, working on all these roads and things of that nature. Labor, laborious work, that's Issachar. Because they would do it. Edom ain't finna go out there and sweat for 12 hours. It ain't in them. Right? But the part I want you to pay attention to, it says, and he saw that rest was good. Now you can't make this up. This is a trait of Issachar. Hearken unto this. Now, remember the so-called Mexicans are Issacharites, right? Think about the word siesta. Siesta. Go into Google and type in siesta or Mexican nap. A siesta, from Spanish pronounced siesta, I don't know why I would say that, and meaning nap, is a short nap taken in the early afternoon, often after the midday meal. Such a period of sleep is a common tradition in some countries, particularly those in warm weather zones. And then when you go down a little bit more, it says siesta is a Spanish word referring to a nap or rest break, particularly after lunch. The word siesta comes from the Latin-based sexta, which means sixth, or refers to the sixth hour or sexta hora of daylight. So Issachar, that's something that's been accustomed to them for centuries. So I was taking midday nap. And guess what? I witnessed it. Man, this was years ago. Over a decade ago. I actually worked with this lawn service, right? There's a lot of Issacharites. Man, one Issachar, he was so funny, so cool, man. Oh, so lively. When it's time to eat, you know it's time to eat. Because all the way on the dot at 11, he'll go to the truck, get his tin can and the other Issacharites. They'll eat their food, and I kid you no lie, as long as there's some shade, they'll lay right there on the grass with their hat, or they'll lay up against the wall and everything. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, let me take me a nap too. You know? They always did that before I even, really knew about this verse in the scriptures, But that's just another trait of an Issacharite, a so-called Mexican. Now, think about this one as well, and I'm going to close out. The Los Lunas Decalogue stone. The Los Lunas inscription is an abridged version of the Decalogue or 10 Commandments, carved into the flat face of a large boulder resting on the side of Hidden Mountain near Los Lunas, New Mexico, about 35 miles south of Albuquerque. The language is Hebrew, and the script is the Old Hebrew alphabet with a few Greek letters mixed in. All right, and we'll put some of the pictures of it in the post production. He estimates it weighs at 80 to 100 tons, and says it has moved about 2/3 of the distance from the mesotop to the valley floor since it broke off. Valley is a low land, so if we came from the mesotop to the valley floor, they had to go a little distance, right? We spell Los Lunas as LOS LUNAS. Look it up yourself. LOS LUNAS. All right. Going down a little bit more. I'm kind of skipping around. He concludes that the Decalogue inscription is clearly many times older than this graffito, and that 500 to 2,000 years would not be an unreasonable estimate of its age. I listened to Elder Pastor Har's live feed maybe a day or two ago, and he was speaking about Cristobal Colon that came here to this part of the world with Hebrew translators, Hebrew interpreters. Why is that? Where there's Hebrew written on a Los Lunas stone, there's a movie called 1492 that speak about the lost children of Israel being on this side of the earth. And the name of that Hebrew interpreter for Cristobal Colon or Cristobal Columbus was Luis de Torres. LuisDeTorres. Right? So, with that being said, these traits right here show you who Issachar is. All right? Because we're not just only black. We're not even black. I'm sorry, let me correct myself. We're not black, Hebrew Israelites. We're different shades of brown. Yeah? Okay? So with that being said, pray you was edified and fed. Stay in the spirit. Don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness. Pray without ceasing. Stay humble. Remain diligent. Put MashaAllah. Shalom.